Hi, I'm Chef Damon Germany, and welcome to From Scratch by Scratch. Let's go cook something. Welcome to From Scratch by Scratch. I'm Damon Germany, and we have our next guest, Mr. Anthony Amato from Amato Construction. Welcome him here. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
So today we're going to be making a little beefy goodness. We got some filet mignon going on with some medallions. We're going to make our own peppered tarragon Cabernet sauce that's going to go over top.
Fancy.
We're going to put it over some garlic mashed potatoes, and both clearly on a diet.
Yes.
We're going to contribute to
hard work.
failing at those diets again today.
Hard work maintaining this figure.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, Tony, if you can go ahead and take our fillets and turn them into some beautiful medallions, that would be much appreciated. Yep, on the side. There we go. How natural are you? Are you a good cook at home, or is this just a...
I mean, yeah, I remember my grandpa, he was always, spaghetti sauce was his thing, a little slow cook, and
Okay.
At one point in time I thought about going to culinary school, and
Smart man.
I mean, at one time I thought about flying UFOs for a living too, so I mean, there's that, but I mean, I like to cook. I got my, maybe my 3 dishes that are my staples,
Okay.
That you kind of get good at. So I enjoy cooking every now and then.
Right. So one thing that we do believe in here is proper seasoning, and so like people think like it's easy to over season a steak, and it's really not, because you really just got the surface area. There's plenty, especially with thicker steaks like a filet mignon, plenty of room for seasoning to get into the middle. So what I do,
Agreed.
is we go top, bottom, and then we take the sides and we kind of roll it around with a little bit of seasoning. I'll do the first 2. Start getting our pan set up. I'll leave you to the second 2.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, we got our skillet heating up. Get some oil, some olive oil in there. That's going to tell us when everything's ready to get fired up. So Tony, if you want to tell me a little bit about Amato Construction. I don't get out much. So.
Well, we're just we're just a little local company. I started back probably 11, 12 years old, working with my grandpa. He was a carpenter, and I'd spend my weekends with him. I'd spend my summer breaks with him, and so it's always been in my blood. And then I worked for different contractors over the years.
Okay.
Learned a little bit from each of them, what to do, what not to do. And you get to the point where you end up running your own circus, So we kind of start our own business, and we do a little bit of windows, siding, metal roofing. Residential metal roofing is probably the biggest part of our business, and we like metal way better than any shingles, and it's been really good to us. And we're actually looking at expanding the business now. Business is good. We're going to get into a little bit of the commercial end, start doing some commercial flat roof work. So there'll be new branding, marketing, advertising that'll be coming as far as that goes. So we're real excited for this summer, and just pushing full steam ahead.
Good deal. So now that we got our pan searing hot, it's smoking, we're going to drop our medallions in. How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare. That's the only way.
Medium rare, coming right up. let those go for a little bit, get a nice crust on the bottom. We're going to turn them over and then we'll start to develop our sauce. We'll start with a little bit of shallot. And then black peppercorns. We're going to flame it all up with a little Cabernet wine.
Sounds tasty. So are you going to do this all in the pan, or is this the kind of thing that you'll sear it off in a pan and finish in the oven, or this pan's the go-to?
Yep. One-stop shop here today.
I mean, because that's how I do it at home. So
unless you like washing dishes, yeah.
Yeah.
So but no, when we sear these fillets off and everything, all that flavor that's being created at the bottom, like with the browning of the meat and everything like that, we want all of that to get captured in the sauce. So we won't switch the pan. So with filet mignon, always super tender, not a lot of fat or anything like that. So for me, whenever you're doing something sauté like this, you want to give it a little extra fat in the pan because it's not like a ribeye where there's marbling and stuff. There we go. Got some nice brown color right there.
Your extra fat, what are you using? Are you using a butter or an oil or what?
We're olive oil today.
Olive oil.
So we'll start shallot.
Shallot's an awfully fancy word for onion.
Yes, this is a very mild onion, using more upscale cuisine. Onion is just very harsh flavor compared to a shallot.
Right on.
Take a little bit of peppercorn. We're putting the peppercorn in now because all the spice from the peppercorn comes from the oil, so as it heats up, it loses, it's not going to be like super pepper because some of the oil is going to be brought into the sauce by cooking it a little earlier.
Right on.
Yep. So it looked like it was a little too much oil in the pan, but the shallots have started to absorb it.
Oh, I think it's just right.
Yep.
See, I come from an Italian family, and there's no such thing as too much oil or butter or fat.
Yep. So now we want to cut this on full blast. We want to start finishing up those shallots, get the last little bit of that oil out of the pepper. So then when we flame it up with the Cabernet wine, it'll be a big flame, big explosion, but really start to pull all the flavors together now.
Right on.
So people at home, whenever you're flaming up with wine, you want to pull the pan off of the flame. Then we bring it back. Because if you pour it in, the flame's going to jump back at you. Safety first.
When you're cooking with wine, you usually do the one for you, one for me rule, right?
Yes. When we don't have viewers watching, yes, I absolutely do. So we're going to let that reduce. We're going to put just a touch of sugar in. That's going to help thicken our sauce. A little bit of tarragon. Let that roll until it gets bubbly and thick. We will be at a perfect medium rare.
It's looking good, looking good. So I've heard that don't cook with a wine that you wouldn't drink. Is that something that you believe in, or how do you pick wine to cook with?
I only cook with wine that I drink because that just means it needs a lot more help. Like if it's a bitter wine, you need to know what kind of wine you're dealing with. So if I say like something that I don't really care for, I still need to know what I need to put in it. So I only drink wine that I like. I only cook with wine that I like. So now that our sauce is really thick and bubbly,
Cook it down quite a bit.
yep. Add a little bonus here, some garlic mashed potatoes. Never want to serve company without tasting our wine sauce first.
Not too shabby.
I think the salt got in there just a little too much. Add just a little bit more wine. So one part I like about the cooking show that we produce here, like it's a reality-based cooking show. Like I'm not gonna have you taste something like, this is delicious. It's not really good. There we go.
That looks fantastic. Now, is this a regular thing on your menu?
This is not, but it's going to.
This is going to be on the menu. It looks awesome.
Peppercorn for garnish. Alrighty, sir. Customary with all of our guests, you get the first taste.
Right on. Looks great.
Nice and medium rare, just like I thought.
Perfect medium rare. A little bit of that sauce in there. So tender. That's excellent. Man, it's super tender. Really good. And the sauce isn't too winey at all. Like I was expecting more. Like it really, I think the cooking down takes some of that out.
And that's the answer your question. Know the kind of wine that you're cooking with. Don't just cook with any wine.
Yeah. Get this one.
Definitely.
We need to do this more often.
I hear what you like.
That's real good. Real good. Well, hey, thanks for having me out. Thanks for having Amato Construction out here.
Appreciate you coming out.
A little bit about us, and man, this is fantastic.
Alrighty, folks. We'll see you next time on From Scratch by Scratch. You have a good one.
Get some more.